Hey friends, thanks for tuning in. This is another story from our series where we share powerful stories that go beyond the screen. All stories are fictional, but they re-inspired by real events, and they cover important topics that we believe are valuable for children and adults alike. Every Monday, the school bell rang loud, signaling the start of second period. Brittany started with snide remarks about Ayanna's clothes and then fake apologies. That only made things worse. As Mrs. Williams stepped out of the room for a brief moment, Brittany marched up to Ayanna's desk, grabbed her wrist and yelled, "You don't get to define me." Before either girl could react, Mrs. Williams returned to the classroom. Ayanna immediately handed the phone to her teacher without saying another word. Initially stunned, Ayanna pondered Brittany's request. She knew that accepting Brittany wouldn't be easy, but she also understood that forgiveness and acceptance were the first steps toward healing. Ayanna decided to take Brittany up on her offer. The bell rang, signaling the end of class, and students started to leave. But the tension in the room was palpable. Everyone was buzzing about the confrontation between Brittany and Ayanna, and rumors began to spread. The entire class watched in suspense as Brittany's face turned red with anger. An anti-bullying hearing was held the following Monday, and the entire student body was sent home with a formal warning about bullying. But Ayanna remained calm. She gently freed her wrist from Brittany's grasp and said, "You don't get to define me." Brittany's eyes widened in surprise. No one had ever stood up to her like this before. Ayanna replied, "People act out when they're hurting. But I won't let that make me small." But Ayanna wasn't done. She reached into her pocket, pulled out her phone, and hit the record button. We hope you enjoyed this story, and thank you for watching. If you'd like to learn more about bullying prevention or find resources to support anti-bullying initiatives, please visit our website. As always, we'd love to hear from you. So please leave your thoughts, comments, or suggestions below. If you liked this video, give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss out on future stories. Have a great day, and see you soon. She kicked Ayanna's backpack under the table and once even wrote, "New girl" on the board during class. But Ayanna held her ground. She knew that true strength came from within. Students would shuffle into history class like they did every Monday. But one particular Monday was different. Class was buzzing with whispers because someone new had joined them. Ayanna Davis, a soft-spoken 13-year-old black girl with two neat braids and a backpack almost too big for her, stood nervously at the door. She had just transferred from a different school after her mom moved across state lines for work. The teacher, Mrs. Williams, had a warm smile. "Everyone, this is Ayanna. Make her feel welcome." But not everyone smiled back. From the second row, Brittany Hill, the self-declared queen of the class, rolled her eyes. She leaned over to her friend and whispered loud enough for Ayanna to hear, "Ugh, another charity case." Ayanna felt her cheeks burn, but she nodded silently and sat down. Brittany's words stung, but Ayanna tried to focus on the lesson, determined to start fresh. Today's story is about standing up for yourself and others in the face of bullying. Once upon a time in a bustling town, there was a popular high school called Maplewood High. But by day 3, Brittany had made Ayanna her target. Then everything escalated on a Friday morning. For a moment, Brittany seemed taken aback by Ayanna's unexpected move. By the end of the day, the school counselor had obtained the footage and Brittany's parents were called in for an emergency meeting. But what happened next surprised everyone. On Tuesday morning, Ayanna arrived at school to find a note in her locker from Brittany, asking if she could sit beside her in class. When Mrs. Williams noticed them sitting together, she asked Ayanna why she had accepted Brittany's invitation. And that's the end of our story today.